Um, well, this is more of a half-fast. I didn't finish the portion where I talk about my journey, to like moving to different places and doing different things. I didn't finish that part, but I could go based on memory, because I'm pretty good at that. So here's the things about me, I guess. My little presentation for you guys. Okay, who's my waifu, or who's the girls I kind of I like, right? So you got Kumi, whatever, Takasaki, Guria, which is this dragon character, Violet Evergarden, which is this blonde, and Raftalia, the fucking raccoon. Okay. I'll make it very clear. Violet Evergarden, in terms of like the lore and like being in love with Gilbert, I'm not too sure if it's like make a family kind of love, or it's just more of a parental. I personally think it's parental, because she was taken in by Gilbert and kind of in a way raised. So I think it's parental. But I mean, it might be both. So there's that. Favorite anime: Date Alive, Rise of the Shield Hero, Minaria, Friends, Violet Evergarden, Camphor, and Your Name. I have pretty good explanations for all of them. A good amount of them are just for my fetish, or just for like a secret pleasure, really. Like Date Alive, Minaria Friends. Minaria Friends is a little bit more on the emotional side for me. I just kind of like the thought of it, just a secluded person and kind of doing their own thing. Camphor was my fetish kind of deal. Your Name is like a both emotional and my fetish a little bit, or like the contents of it. Rise of the Shield Hero. I had feelings of being scared of women when I shouldn't really be scared. Like, I'm scared of people or like girls accusing me of doing something I didn't, like sexual assault or rape. Well, obviously, don't fucking do it. That's easy enough to say. It's just, what if they falsely accuse you and you can't really do fucking anything about it? So there, with Rise of the Shield Hero, it just kind of gives me a emotional drive. Like, people think this way, even though it's been proven. I could have my redemption arc, right? It gives me hope to keep going, keep juicing it up. Violet Evergarden. I've recently got into it, and not gonna lie, to this very fucking moment, my heart aches. Like, it actually hurts. Just the idea of her passing away and her, kind of... Oh, shit, I forgot to play the musics. That sucks, actually. That's unfortunate. But I'll try to remember as I go. So, with Violet Evergarden, I think I share quite a lot of characteristics with her. Like, I feel... I don't know. I feel like I can't really interpret emotions that well. Kind of like what she does. Or at least before she tries to redeem herself and all that. I was definitely in that position. So, honestly, whatever. I don't care anymore. The main point is Violet Evergarden's song or music is very fucking sad, and I kind of like it and hate it at the same time. I'm not too sure if that's it, and I don't want to get copyright. That ain't it. That sucks. So I can't really. I guess I have a hard time expressing myself. Same thing with her. Okay, so all right, I need to find some sort of shit. So there's a video. This one right here, a veteran reaction to Violet Evergarden. So I'll be kind of, in a way, referencing it. But for now, I'll be kind of hopping back and forth in between similarities. I actually made some notes. Um, some notes on my Discord to myself, so I could kind of like fuck off. So I could kind of have my ideas a little organized. Where do I start? I feel like I relate with this, the character of Violet, very well, right? Don't worry, I'm gonna go on to like the other stuff, but I feel like this is a good time to kind of open myself up and like have this outlet to express myself, because I do have a hard time expressing myself when there's eyes on me. It's very fucking awkward. Like I was forced to do a presentation in English. Of course, everyone had fucking generic ass slideshows. Like, oh yeah, I like hockey. I like snowboarding. Like, bruh, who fucking asked? But I was really actually hoping for more genuine, like, slideshows. There's only 3, including myself. But I kind of opened myself, and it made me feel a little weird. I had a hard time making any sort of eye contact. And keep in mind, I have autism, so it's like I was making myself very fidgety and very. Of course, I think there's a rule where it's like you cannot fidget, and you get your points doxed if you fidget. So I was like, okay. So what I decided to do is pull a Violet, right, and give an empty look in my eyes, and just kind of like look at people as I go, like look all around the room. It sucked, but it worked. So what I have a problem with when expressing emotions is I go fast when speaking. It's obvious by my videos. I speak very fast. It's probably because I want to get stuff out faster, because, usually people try to talk over me or just ignore me or something like that. So it's like, I want my ideas and my feelings to be out there faster. So it's like one of those things. And obviously, that's not working out. That isn't working out for me. So, for this video, I'm going to try to slow myself down a little bit so I could kind of express myself more appropriately, and so people could understand and maybe even empathize, possibly give me some support, either way. So what I think, there's actually an article on Violet's like character traits, where it claimed that Violet was autistic. And like looking at it now, like looking at the article, reading it, it's like, all right, I could actually kind of get behind it. I do actually see a lot of traits from me and my mother in Violet, so I definitely could see where the idea of her having autism being from. So one was, hold on, I could probably pull up the thing. Bruh, I have to look it up. There you go. Blah blah blah. Of course, Google, anime feminist. You always know it. Those are accurate. Let's just cover these. Assaulting customers and most extreme and socially. I've actually. I think it depends. Like a lot of people with autism have variety, and of course I might do that when it's undeserved. And actually, there's one I really agree with, and I actually might adopt. She doesn't appreciate the figurative use of the word burning, which, I mean, when I was younger, I kind of had the same thing. I had the same issue. It's like, I'm not burning, or in this case, I'm not burning, though. Of course, I'm not actually thinking of I'm actually thinking of it like as a physical term rather than a mental or fuck off. You know what I mean? Within the head. Um, of course, Violet's pretending to have like some sort of expression, like this kind of situation where she does the cheek thing. I did have my moment of doing that myself. I did my fair share of those. I kind of grew out of that, but I usually just kind of keep a solid face, really. Um, Characters who didn't appear autistic still saw parts of themselves reflect in Violet. From what I interpret from that little segment, is that she mirrors other people's behaviors, right? So it's like, I don't know, Chris Pratt, right? He acts very humorous, very social. I could adopt some of those traits and pretend I'm like super social and humorous and all that. Of course, I'm being a little hypothetical. But I do, in some of these cases, I actually remember taking from some attributes of Violet and the Shield Hero a little bit to kind of form my own persona. So, I mean, in a way, I'm not being myself, but I am being myself, right? I'm forging my own traits I kind of want, in a way. But let's get on the points on my Discord that I posted. Being very formal, overly formal, whatever. I was pretty formal. Of course, as a kid, you're gonna be irresponsible. Like with Violet, she was originally some sort of islander. Like she used to be she just lived alone on an island by herself, surviving and stuff. And of course, I'm going by what I remember seeing or read. She was in a way saved by Gilbert's brother. Of course, she killed Gilbert's brother, his soldiers. Of course. His brother didn't really appreciate that very much. And it actually kind of hold it against her a little bit. But she didn't really act normal, right? But however, she did understand the order to kill, right? If you like point at an insect or say a squirrel or something, and you said kill, she understood that command and she would kill. And that kind of gets me in this other thing where it's like she follows like directions, right? Like straight to the point. Me and my mother both have autism, to be very clear. We are very detail oriented. Like we care a whole lot about details. Stop with the like. Don't lie. Don't do anything. Just give us what you want. What do you want? We'll get it done. And Violet does need specifics. You can see the demonstration in I think episode 3 when she's in class. But being very formal again, she just addressed the teacher very formally. Of course, that I think that has some characteristics from autism and some military experience as well. So that probably correlated in that. So, of course, the military and autism, when you mix that, probably becomes very formal. So, she doesn't really understand the appropriate times to be formal. Like, she was doing a lot of saluting to civilians. And I remember seeing that one veteran video I already showed you guys. The title, at least. And he said, well, back to what I said about it being more of like one of those habits of the military guys. Saluting and all that. I think he was Army. Yeah, I think he was an Army man. Infantry. He thought the saluting was annoying, but he got the idea, right? It's just the little things like slaying, or like stopped when you get called, or like when you're answering a call or something like that. Of course, that gets the general message across, but um, so on time and reliable. I think Violet is very on time and reliable. I try my best to be on time, if not earlier, as well as reliable. Back in my high school days, that's such a long time ago after the Corona thing. Um, I did pretty much 90% of the work all the time. I did the writing, I did the scripts, I did fucking everything. So, for a compromise with my group, I said, yo, motherfucker, you're doing one slide. Each of you are doing one slide. And we're also doing a video, and we're all talking. We're all going to be talking about our slides. Because honestly, I was kind of annoyed. I had to do it all by myself. But we're friends. That's cool. I'm fine with that. Just as long as you put some work into it, I don't care. And you can see a lot in Violet. She gets called for a job. She's fucking on it. She's going. She'll do as what she's told. Again with the order thing. There was one point in the first season, I hate to spoil it, but where it has a part where it talks about, or not talks about, but it has suicide referenced. Well, not Violet tries to commit suicide. Again, I think it's part of the PTSD of the service she did in the military. I'm not saying it's military or autistic exclusive, but I did have my fair share of those dark thoughts. Usually I just kept on driving. It's like, hey, I have people to live for. I want to do my dreams. I want to be remembered. So I kept on going. Kind of going off topic a little bit. I do kind of feel sad. I kind of ruined my experience for the newest movie. But I think it is appropriate end to Violet's story. If you don't know, she passes away. Fuck, I spoiled it, but whatever. Of course, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen to everyone, so it's not necessarily a spoiler. And this is a pretty emotional anime, anyways. So she passes away. Everything changes as things go in modern era. And it feels like my heart aches, right? I do miss those times where it's like they all lost their jobs and all that. I do kind of feel a little happy that the building didn't necessarily go away. It was just turned into something else. I don't want to spoil it too much, so I'm going to give it to minimal descriptions. But I am happy. I do hope that Violet has some sort of kids or someone to keep her legacy alive and being remembered. Because it is kind of depressing when she did all the work, all the good, making everyone happy, and kind of making things go around, you know? And just for her to stop right there. Of course, she didn't really stay around for too long. She moved to other things. And I think at one point, I think she did live long enough to see the modern era a little bit. Which, I mean, it does kind of warm my heart a little bit. But I'm actually, at this point, my heart is aching to the point where I'm actually about to throw up just saying these things. Because it hurts. It does hurt that her story has come to an abrupt end and she won't be remembered. Like, the only thing that was remembered was her letters kept by a character within the story. Of course, when you watch the movie, or the newest movie, you'd understand what I'm saying. Where a great-great-granddaughter, or not great-great, but great, I think it's just granddaughter, was reading the little letters made by Violet, and she saw a little news thing, like some sort of newspaper about Violet. Unfortunately, that paper was swiped away. I get sad. I get sad over little things like some characters not seeing the full picture. Like, when like there's like something very important and sad, and that character needs to know about it, so someone's memory is remembered. It's kind of like that, and like when that just gets taken away by wind or something like that, and just goes away forever, and they don't actually know who did the good for the loved one, and it fucking hurts. Like knowing that, it's like I actually kind of wish she knew, she read the name, she did the thing, she looked at it. It's like it does suck. Keep in mind, this is the first 10 minutes of the newest movie, which I did watch on YouTube, and you might have saw it in my history. I mean, I saw it in the history. So you have to look through that when I'm just going through the history and see it for yourself. If you don't want to spoil it, that's fine. I also saw, and never mind. I just saw a video of talking about spoilers and stuff. I don't want to talk about it too much. I want it to be kind of like a surprise when I watch the movie. But it is saddening thinking that. But on the bright side, I haven't seen the movie. She actually might or may not have kids, which I do hope she does. But we'll see. We'll see. We also have some books coming out on her eventually, so I do wish there's some sort of way that Violet's memory is remembered, She is kind of young. It's speculated she's 14. So there's a chance, going based on the little girl in the older days, I don't know, I'll make a guess and say 7. That should give her enough time to kind of see the modern day. But just her memory disappearing, and the only thing being around is the typewriter, her clothing, and the building she worked at. And that's it. It's disappointing. Unless it's like a little section of like the museum and... Fuck. I spoiled it. Damn it. But anyways, you may or may not know what I mean by museum. You probably could figure it out. I just want someone to kind of show the experiences of Violet, remember all the good things she did, and appreciates her as a mother, I think she will be a good mother. Of course, I don't actually know, but I could speculate and say she's gonna make a good mother. Considering my mother did serve in the military for a point in time. So, now let's continue on the Discord. I'm getting a little sidetracked and sad. Where are we at? I sent a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, so I thought about suicide and breaking down privately. I already covered the suicide part, but keep in mind this video is just about venting, pretty much about Violet Evergarden, as well as talking about my story. Because I have nowhere else to kind of vent. and I kind of want these dark feelings in my heart just to kind of like fuck off. Because it hurts. I don't really like the feeling. Like the only times I actually kind of discovered it was when I watched Your Name and Violet Evergarden. I just hate this emptiness in my stomach, and it sucks. Breaking down privately. It's either I vent like I'm doing now on a video, or I break down privately and just kind of cry and let it out. The deal is, when I watched Violet's little story, I had a hard time crying. Like, I actually have to think about it. Like, whenever I listen to, like, music, or, like, some sort of, sad music, that it kind of reminds me of, Violet. Like, I don't know, some sort of teasers from the Twitter, as well as, some sort of, like, I think, making of a hero, or something like that, with a Violet Evergarden, like, the TV show kind of rolling in the background as the music plays. It makes me sad, but I have to actually, like, physically, like, think about crying. Like, I have to make myself cry, just so I can dispose these emotions faster. Like, I have to think about crying. I'm not too sure if I'm being soulless or what. I don't know. I actually joined a therapy Discord at one point. Actually, yesterday. So I could kind of talk about what I'm feeling and hopefully find some ways to cope with it. Stuff like that. From when I joined the Violet Evergarden Discord, they pretty much said, well, you're gonna have to wait. It's gonna take time for that to kind of go down, which I mean, I agree, I understand that, because I played Telltale The Walking Dead and that whole thing, and holy shit, I broke down. That hurt. That hurt a lot, and I don't think I cried. I cried a little bit. I definitely cried a lot more, and more about The Walking Dead rather than Violet Evergarden. Not Violet. Violet. Just for the pure fact that I kind of... It's in a way, I feel that both Violet and Clementine are in a way my daughter, right? You know that feeling of like you've been with this character so long, you have this connection. It's like, I know, please don't do that. I know it's gonna fuck you up. Please don't. It's like one of those things where it's like you have these parental feelings, and you don't want that to happen. Like Clementine, I don't know, getting hurt or something like that, dying maybe. And it's like, holy fuck, please. So I think in a way it has some take in parental instincts of mine. But with a Violet Evergarden, it's more of like I'm crying, like kind of at myself, but also like someone who is easier to forget about, you know? Like, I kind of wish she had some sort of opportunity to get public, maybe make some videos or something like that, being some sort of media, so she could be remembered that way. Like some sort of archives. It's like you'll be some sort of remembered for something, and if someone digs deeper, they could find more and learn more about you. Another reason why I kind of started this YouTube channel is so I won't be necessarily forgotten if I ever leave this planet, which I will, but I just don't know when. So I want my experiences to be heard, you know? With Violet, though, I'm not too sure. I haven't watched the movie. All I know is she passes away. She just, I think she does feel happiness in the end, which I am happy about. I just wish more happened with her. Like, she accomplished, not accomplished, but has more bookmarks or tags, and so it's like, I don't know, if I look up typewriters or something like that, Violet will be on that Google search, for example. Like, the idea of her being like forgotten permanently, it sucks, and I'm pretty sure it could go for other older generations as well, like Vikings, Romans, and all that. I'm pretty sure there's some relatable things and relatable stories that are just heartbreaking to just disappear like that. But with Violet, she's so close to being remembered permanently. So close. And especially when she has kids. If she has kids, they could just kind of preach about the accomplishments by their mothers, or they're not mothers, but their mother, right? But I'm venting. Again, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what I'm talking about. Just the idea of being forgotten. It's like Violet dying. Oh yeah, I went blank for a minute. Oh yeah, if I ever actually start crying during this video, I'll try to cut that out immediately, so I could kind of keep doing the video. Yeah. But the idea of just being, oh yeah, like, it's like dying 3 times, right? First you actually die, then you get put in the ground, then you're forgotten. And I hate that feeling. Like, I hate that idea of dying 3 fucking times. Especially with Violet's accomplishments and all the good shit she did. I want her to be fucking remembered. Like, there's some... The only thing that really gets remembered are the fucking politicians that no one gives a fuck about anymore. Like, Abraham Lincoln. He did good, but... Honestly, I think people should be remembered based on their importance in history and the goodness of their heart and all the good shit they did. Right? In a way, Violet encouraged / influenced me to try my very best to be a recognizable name, right? I want to be a paleontologist. I want to be a memorable paleontologist. Like, I want people to say my name and say, I know that guy. I heard his name before. I want to be that guy. So, in a way, Violet did kind of encourage me to kind of... She didn't necessarily, like, say anything like, oh yeah, make your dreams happen or whatever. It's just more of, like, what she can't. And what I want her to be recognized. I don't know how to, like, phrase this. Like, I want her to be memorable. Or remembered. I'm not too sure necessarily on the spoilers, so I'm going to suppose she's going to be forgotten. So I want her to be remembered, but she's going to get forgotten. I want myself to be remembered, so I want to make myself remembered and prolonged. With Violet, she is a memorable person in her era, in her time. She did a lot of letter writing, a lot of just discovery of herself. And I wish some better things happen. Maybe, I don't know. I all I need is her to have kids, and I'll fucking feel so much fucking better. So much better. I will be like all happy as hell. I'd be fucking joyed because I want her to live on. Not necessarily physically, or not saying I want her dead, but I want her memorial to be remembered. Being forgotten sucks. Especially when it happens to good people. Alright, let's get back to the points. I have a hard time expressing my thoughts. I think I already kind of covered that, but I'll cover it again. I kind of have a hard time expressing my feelings and thoughts out of free will, right? Like, I fucking popped off and expressed myself during that presentation in English class. But when I'm just not told to do it, like, it's not like an assignment, it's like, what's the point? It's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, but why? Like, I'm in desperate need of expressing myself about Violet Evergarden because I'm actually hurting about it. Like, I need to express my heartache, the pain I'm having to endure. I need that shit known and possibly even helped. Hence why I joined a therapy Discord. And also I'm making a video about it. She's not necessarily... She doesn't have a easier time. Alright, it probably has the same situation with the over formal and the suicide portion of like being more military ended, where it's like with the suicide thing, you know, PTSD and all that, which I mean my mother did at one point deal with, and it does hurt that she had to have that happen to her. It hurts. But I think having a hard time expressing yourself is, I think it covers both ends of autism and military. Let's just talk about military first, of like having this disconnect, right? Usually military and military men and women are direct. It's more of like a black and white kind of deal. It's like yes or no. And when the general like citizens ask a question, and it turns out that the military member didn't really feel happy about hearing that question asked, the civilian just kind of closes up. Like, they don't know what to say, because it's like, how do you talk to a military member? Like, where are the bars where I should stop? Like, should I continue pushing this problem? Should I continue pushing this thought, this question? Or should I just let it be and let them cool off? It's like one of those things where it's like a disconnect. And with autism, for me at least, I was a social outcast. That's for sure. I sat alone at lunch, you know, the whole shebang, the whole stereotype of like that, being that little creepy, alone kid, the creepy, quiet kid. Sat by himself, didn't talk to anyone, just went to school, went home, went to school, went home, and just kind of floated through life. I could definitely see that and relate with Violet just having a hard time socializing with people just because of her condition and the PTSD and the military service she has under her belt. Like, she doesn't understand, like, she's very blatant, like with the military, and like she says, I don't know what love is. I want to know what love means. Like she's very like direct about it. It's like usually some military members are very direct with how they answer or ask questions. And from my personal experience, I have done my fair share of being as direct as I possibly can. Um, I try my best not to be as sidestepping questions. You know, it is kind of annoying that you have to kind of guess what other people are thinking. And I surely fucking hate when people, when they're talking to me, they try to do like they pretend to be fucking nice, but they really want something from me. It's like, haha, you're so funny. Oh, by the way, can I have your pencil, or something like that? Eh, It's such fucking fake and nice, and it pisses me off. And I hate people who fake nice. Stop being, don't be fake nice. Be honest. Honestly, I could relate with Violet and the Marines, or the military personnel. Like, be fucking honest. Stop being a fucking like little a twerp. Like, well, uh, well, with how did you like, stop fucking sidestepping the question. Just ask it. Ask questions. Be direct. Stop with this kind of smooth transition. If you have a question that's concerning, or a serious question, be honest. It's like, hey, have you been sexually assaulted? Have you been bullied? Have you been beaten up? Be honest. Like, be genuine with how you ask questions. It is hard to interpret what you're trying to say. And it's hard to kind of have that kind of thing happen. So yeah, expressing my feelings and all that, my thoughts. Of course, after watching Violet's story, I try to make myself a little more direct, a little more formal. So like, yes ma'am, yes sir, you know, things like that. Of course, it's Walmart, so who fucking gives a fuck? But I try to be a little more direct with how I ask, like be more assertive. Like, hey, get in the office. We need to talk. Because I actually had to talk to one of my fellow mods. It's like, hey, we need to talk in the office. He's like, okay. So, in a way, I am being a little more direct and assertive with how I do things. So I kind of adopted that from Violet, which does help me a little bit. Feel a little more confident. It actually still makes me sad fucking even looking at the Violet picture. It's like, ow. Damn it. That hurts. Anyways, care about details. We already talked about it, but, you know, details of like what do you like this done? Would you like a 6-paper document? Whatever. We want details. Have a hard time comprehending, more like translating and understanding others' emotions. I kind of already talked about it just briefly, with like the sidestepping questions thing, but I can't understand how people feel when they're not being genuine with what they're saying. And you could obviously see with Violet as well. Like, she's like, what the fuck is this? I don't... What? So, I don't... Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really read body language, nor facial expressions. It's like, if a stereotypical bad face or a sigh occurs whenever I'm talking to someone, obviously they're very irritated. They're not in a happy mood, so I usually fuck off. It's like, but it's like, with words, like, I prefer people to be a little more direct with how they feel. It's like, hey, that girl over there, I have a crush on her. Like, I try to do this myself. It's like, hey, I have a crush on that girl. How to go on about it? Which I have my fair share of being direct. And honestly, Violet just kind of encouraged me to be a little more direct. Or at least noticeable to me being direct. So, let's go on. So, this is more of like not necessarily a topic to talk about, but more of a little side note. Me and Violet are quite literally black sheep in a herd full of white sheep. Like we stick out quite a bit, and we're very noticeable. Like I'm kind of more. I don't say things without being told, or I mean, like getting asked. Like someone says good morning, I say good morning in response. I don't go out of my way to say good morning to people unless I like that person. I don't go that far. So I'm secretive about my autism for the most part. Of course, obviously, you guys know I have autism. I told you guys already, but I don't like to wear it on my sleeve or shoulder, right? It's because people are gonna treat me differently. It's like, oh, that guy is autistic, or whatever. Like, there's some sort of obligation to treat me differently, talk down to me. Like a lot of fucking teachers in special ed class. Yes, I'm special ed. I'll talk about it after. It's like they talk down to me, like I'm some sort of fucking lower being. It's like, who the fuck are you? That's the real question. Who is you? And it's really frustrating just having people talk down to you and not like an adult. Actually, matter of fact, my mother's the only person that actually fucking talks to me like a human. Like I'm an adult, someone that could comprehend what things are. Like she's like the only one that kind of understands my autism, since she does have it herself. Like she had her fair share of drama, and she's always the weird kid. She was a brawler in school, though. She was definitely one of those brawlers. But she was more of like a taunter to the bullies, right? There's a one story where it's like, I think I remember. So my mother helped some kid that was getting beaten up at a bus stop, right? So she told him to fuck off and all that. So at one point in time, she found that both her parents' cars were, well, what's the term? What's the word for like destroyed? It was not necessarily destroyed, but I don't know. It's like spray painting on walls and stuff like that. You could probably think of the word. Or it's like you kind of ruin like the original state of that item. So both of them were fucked. They're not necessarily destroyed, but they definitely had marks and broken pieces. But whenever she told my grandfather, his response was, "I'm still proud of you." That was a good thing, and that was worth it. Another thing is my mother and uncle had a fight, and my mother was trying to kill him until my grandfather pulled them away. So that's a little fun side story. Anyways, if that story's gonna be told, I'd rather not tell it. I think it's more poetic and more of a nice hearing if it's said by my mother. Of course, I'm not too sure if she even wants to talk about it or not. So I am kind of secretive about my autism. I don't like to wear it in public. Going back on topic. I don't like people learning about my autism. That's like reserved for either people online who don't fucking know me, or very close friends. Um, just for it feels more comfortable when you tell your friends if you have this condition of like, oh, I have PTSD, I have depression, I have asthma or whatever. It feels much more comfortable when your friends know. It's like, more comfortable, right? You feel a lot more comfortable and confident by yourself, not necessarily worrying about what other people outside of your friend group think. It's kind of like one of those things where you feel judged quietly. I think me and Violet are a little too direct with how we say things, but obviously it's working well for us, so I mean, that's that, really. We are very blunt. I'm blunt with how I say things sometimes. Like, the Isles development is really shitty, has shitty ethics, and is utterly going nowhere. I'm being blunt, and I'm being harsh, but I'm being honest. It is going fucking nowhere. And if the autistic kid is not having fun with your game is fucked. Like that, there's something wrong. But anyways, other than disability jokes, let's keep going. We usually do something as we're told, or if we're told. So it's like, I don't know, I can take out the trash or whatever. It's like, sure, fuck it, let's do it. I feel better when I don't have directions. So you can see this a lot in Violet. Jesus Christ, Violet. She needs orders. She needs orders to function, to do things. Again, that could kind of go hand in hand with her military service and her autism, because I know I have it, and my mom does have a little bit of that trait, where it's like I cannot, for the life of me, be independent. Not necessarily like that, right? I could be independent when shopping and all that. It's just in the workforce, I'm usually not the one independent. I'm the one following directions, following the manager's directions on what they want me to do. However, if there is no boss or manager present, and I'm in my mod team, I will, in a way, adopt that leader role. Temporary, and it's very scuffed. It's like, we need to get this fucking done. We need to get it done now, and we might be able to work on something else. So usually people kind of take that leadership before I do, but I definitely can be that sort of leader kind of person. So I think Violet is the same way, kind of. It's like, she just does kind of go out of the way to kind of take charge a little bit. You can definitely see this near the end of the season, actually, near the end of the season, where it's like, I want to do this. I want to be a little more independent. I don't mind following orders, but I want to be a little more direct. Of course, she's a little bit behind in terms of transforming her behavior, because of course she did live on an island by herself, and she was in a military service. So it's like one of those things where it's like, necessarily following your own steps is a little hard. It's a little hard. Like, you have to deal with two different parts of your life, right? You have to deal with the self of you living on your own on an island by yourself, so you kind of keep charge of yourself, and moving to a drastically different environment of the military service and following orders on the spot. So it's very drastic. But she definitely understands of being independent. It's just that she needs to rediscover herself and kind of form her own personality. She's been told by her superiors of like what to do, so it's like her superiors are thinking and wanting to do something for her. Like they have that feeling for her, and she's not really feeling or wanting to do any of those things. I don't know how to express that, but I think I got the idea pretty much on point. Um, we don't really express our emotions publicly. Wait, what? Usually if someone asks a question of like, why did you join the doll service or whatever, you see in Violet's story, I don't necessarily say like she does that necessarily, but she's definitely, if she's asked about it, she will answer. And you can definitely see that trait in me. It's like, if you ask, I'll fucking answer. It's like, hey, did you finish this? It's like, fucking no. But with me, I try not to express myself too publicly. I have done it. It doesn't feel that bad. It's just that I'd rather kind of be on my own. I want to be a little secluded a little bit. My cat just fucking jumped on my desk because he's a cuck. But when we break down in public, alright. Usually, we only break down, like, we seriously break down in, our own privacies. You could definitely see this in Violet's story, where it's like, she broke down and tried to kill herself. Of course, that's more, again, military-ended. But definitely also in the autistic side as well. It's like, hey, we have a problem. We just don't know how to express it, and we just kind of like have a complete mental collapse if we just don't understand what's happening or what to do. I stay away. Personally, I stay away from other autists in public places. Not necessarily because they are autistic or whatever. It's just to avoid exposing my autism, because I know I might lose control and have that whole thing discovered. I personally don't like it. I want to be kind of left alone. So I restrain myself quite a bit when I'm in those kind of situations. The cat is just so nice and fluffy. I'm in a way kind of embarrassed about my disability. Like, it feels like something is wrong with me. Like, I don't socialize with other people the same way as normal people do. I'm not like everyone else. I'm a social outcast. It's hard. It is hard. The only one that can understand me is my fucking cat. And I fucking love this cat. Speaking of cats, let me show you what they look like. Oh, well, wrong tab. Okay, so this is the cat that just jumped on my desk, right? His name is Albus, and he's my little service animal, kinda. Not really, but like, he's definitely my emotional support. Something to live for. It does give me a nice feeling inside, having him just kind of hug against me and all that. There's my other cat that passed away a good while ago. I don't have a picture of my oldest cat, the gray cat. You could probably look at my older videos and find her. She's that gray chunk. I fucking miss them so much. They both passed away, and I miss them. They've been around for a long time, actually. Speaking of that, like maybe like 15 years or so. About that time. Like this cat is about, or the cat you see on the screen is probably about, I don't know, maybe 13 or 14 years old when he passed away. Maybe 15. He's definitely old, but he definitely knew how to cheer you up. I just wish I gave him love one more time before he passed away. I wish I just let him like jump on my desk and kind of rest on my arms and stuff like that. So I have like one last chance to snuggle with him. I didn't get to snuggle with him, but I was on his deathbed when I had to cradle him before putting him down. Death fucking sucks. For all sides. Doesn't matter if you're a military associate, whether you're a civilian, whether you're some autist or whatever. Death hurts. For everyone, even the victim. Anyways, let's get back on topic. So, I am happy that my mother is very supportive and understanding of my disability, and we have this like relationship, and like she's supportive and all that. She bought me a car. At one point, before I had a job, she actually let me have her debit card, or I mean credit card rather. So it's like she trusted me with the privilege of using money from her account, and she trusted me with it. And you know what I did with it? I did exactly what I needed to do. Buy groceries, take care of the house, take care of things, take care of myself. I did what it was necessary for my well-being and the house well-being. People thought my mother was insane for leaving her money with me, but I am happy for her. I love that she just understands me. She never gave up on me either. I didn't speak until I was 4. The doctors thought I was retarded. My mother knew I was just a late bloomer. She knew I was gonna come around eventually, just for me to get more time. Not to mention, my mother had a troubling childhood. I already mentioned, so I'm not gonna go into that. This video isn't about her. I'd rather her tell her own story than me tell a story for her. I had decent grades when I was younger in elementary. I was in special ed class because I didn't have good grades in reading. For obvious reasons, I couldn't read until I was 4. I mean, speak until I was 4. So And during the time I was in Arizona, I devoted myself to drawing and just random things in the class. You know, I kind of stayed away from the other kids. At one point, I drew a about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 knife. The teacher got really upset and said, "Hey, fucking delete that," or throw it away. It's like, what the fuck? Of course, I didn't fucking listen. I faked to throw it out, and I kept it. I think I still have it somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I think it's in one of my notebooks. I could probably show you at some point if you guys really want it. I'll post it in my community tab if you guys want it that much. My mother fucking knew that I wasn't gonna fucking listen to the teacher just to throw away my work. Like, fuck off. I'm not doing that, chief. Nice try, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to this one. I feel weird expressing my feelings to people because they're eyeing me and I don't like it. I don't like tension. I don't like that attention I get whenever the room is looking at me and me only. I do not like the feeling. I'm a recluse. I don't like having all that attention. It's more like people on Twitter. That's their problem. They want attention. They fucking have it. I don't want it. Not my thing. So YouTube is my outlet, right? So it's like I don't have to worry about people interrupting me or making some dumbass sounds as I give my presentation. Nor make me feel fucking terrible whenever I do it, or feel awkward. Another thing is, I prefer online friends over real life, just because you could delete them if you just decide to not be friends anymore. Both the real life friends, I have a friend, more recent friend in real life. So he didn't like me anymore. I was like, oh, that fucking sucks. That was a big oof for me. And my other friends from during the time I lived in Nevada, they fucked me over. They just fucking made some excuse to not be my friend anymore. They fucking just left. It's like, oh, you said you play with your friends because they had internet. It's like, in blunt terms, yes, I did. That doesn't mean I didn't have fucking a great time and our friendship was fucking fake. I think this is back to that idea of we can't really express ourselves without sounding like an asshole or cold. How should I say this? How should I say, yeah, I play with you because you have internet, and also at the same time have the message of, because also we are good friends. I see it as both. Okay, cat, you need to fuck off. Don't bite my shit. Yeah, how do you say that? It's such an issue because I'm so blunt with how I put things sometimes. It's like, how do I not sound like an asshole? It's like, there's no way. I was gonna be honest. It's like, hey, yeah, I play with you because of the internet, but also, we're friends. What the fuck? What else is there to, talk about? So, that kind of pissed me off. And they, proceeded to torment me afterwards. And more recently in time, they tormented me in Minecraft, by the way. In more recent ways, I kind of exposed their names on Facebook calling them fucking cowards for being shit friends and like taking me down. One of them like fucking DM'd me. It's like, hey, you fucking hold on to this, like suck my dick or whatever. It's like, yeah, dude, what dick? That's some fucking insult, buddy. Man. And like the thing is, they look more soy than I fucking first met them. Like they look a lot more juvenile than I expect they would. Fucking jokes of human beings. It's like the thing is, like even after that, I had to worry about fucking seeing them every day at school. Every day. Both like online friends, you just delete them and forget about it. With expressionless faces of like the autistic people having expressionless faces, I am kind of guilt of this. I kind of keep a neutral face kind of active all the time. I don't really like having people know what I feel, so it's like I just have a neutral face. Boom. Usually it's just kind of like it looks more like a mean face, so it's like people fuck off a lot faster. I usually use my eyes to express myself, and not really anything else. I don't know what my cat's doing. He's being stupid. Well, that's what that is. Well, that makes sense. Hold on. It's gonna annoy me for the rest of the time I'm doing this video. I must fix it now. There you go. I fixed it. We're kind of perfectionists, me and Violet. Like, we want it to be on point. We want it fucking done the way we want it. Like, hey, something is out of place. That fucking gotta be fixed, buddy. I'm a bit stoic. That might have some weight on my expressionless face. It also might be the same with Violet. I think we might be just very stoic people, and it's like stoic meaning, you know, a lot of emotion can be seen via face emoticons. Oh, that's what I said. Okay, so I use, from what my experience in English class, the teacher said I used too much of, like, I used too big and complex words for class, or in class, in, like, one of my presentations. And it definitely, in a way, he called the students retarded, and it's the greatest thing. Like, one of my, friends that did CC, FCT, or FCC, whatever, that thing, CCT or whatever, something about like COPA. Yeah, it was about that, COPA and internet regulations. That little video presentation with like Terraria gameplay in the background. It might have been Terraria, it might have been For Honor. I think it might have been For Honor. Yeah, I think it was For Honor. I think I upload both, actually. So, with how that went, of course, I read every fucking review. Like, all the papers, like, the little slips that, like, kind of review my project and all that. They gave me, like, a good amount of the class, or groups in class, fucking hated my group because one of my friends said faggot. And in passing, it's like, and one of the kids, Mikey, he got really I say he's a lot more feminine. Um, he talks like, well, I like paper, like, you know, like that feminine kind of accent tone, whatever. It's like that. So of course, I think he took that to insult, which is hilarious. And the worst thing is, he's on the cover for the senior title page in the yearbook, which is like, what the fuck? He's not deserving, or he is. Yeah, he isn't fucking deserving of that. Like, he gets so fucking emotional, and he docked points for my project because my friend said faggot once. Holy hell, the emotion with this fucking guy. Like, holy shit, enough. We get it, your ego is broken. Now fuck off. Stop wearing your ego on your fucking shoulder. Get a gut. Get some backbone. Stop calling insult because you don't like a fucking word. It was literally just a word. It is literally. For all you know, he was talking about a cigarette. But whatever. But yeah, a lot of the class I saw 3 slips, 3 to 4 of like just hating on mine. I don't know. I think, fuck it. I'm actually gonna send it to myself. Display caption. Let me find it first. Alright, let me, panic! But the entitlement, though, it's... big ouch. Oh, here it is. Here they are. Here they are. Okay, I need to edit these. I'm gonna need to like copy them and like remove the names. And they spell my name wrong anyways, so I don't think it really matters. Or they spelled my name different. They're actually hilarious, and it's just so nice to reread them, because it makes me feel better about myself. Of course, I took a picture of them in passing, so it's like a little blurry on some of them. Okay, crop. I fucking hate these people. I actually have a dislike for these people. Why? Like, why did their parents even mate? That's the real question everyone wants to know. There's like I think one guy that's like super, like, chill. It's like, hey, fucking good on. He's like, he actually kind of laughed at the idea that people got really upset over the faggot comment. There was another group that was a little more reasonable with how they rated my project. Which I think I respect that person the most, because they were actually genuine with how they reviewed my project, my piece of art. Not art, but work. Oh, this is an hour long. I mean, if you choose to watch it this long, it's kind of like your thing. It's like, when I reread them, they're so fucking entitled. You can just tell by their, like, what they write. They're fucking entitled. Can't spell my name. What's your name spelled? They can't. Dude, it's hilarious. It's perfect. Sorry, it's taking a long time. I actually had, I have 2 more to crop. I fucking hate them sometimes. I hate people. Like, at one point, they just didn't write my name at all. Like, they didn't include me into the project when they reviewed my work at all. It was just my 2 other partners, and that's it. Not my name. It's like, really? Really? Are you seriously gonna play this fucking game? It's like, yeah, dude, I didn't take a single part. Oh, this one. This one's super fucking entitled. I think that was Mikey's one. It's so fucking hard to even reread them and not fucking want to, like, cringe. It honestly hurts, like looking at them. Okay, I think I pretty much like finished them. Let me like look at like the order they're in. Okay, which one is Mikey's? I think that was Mikey. I can't tell. Their handwriting is shitty. Oh, it's this one. It's the one where it's like they scribbled in the boxes. Okay. It's worth it. I swear to God. The time you're waiting right now is worth it. I promise. Okay, I am sending it to myself in Discord. I'm sorry for the wait, guys. I'm not going to edit this video at all, actually. It's just too long, and I feel like my whole video is deserving of all my words being contributed to the video itself. So I feel it's necessary to kind of keep it the way it is. Because I feel like I want to express myself genuinely instead of like just editing parts out that I didn't like. Like I want it to come out as I feel it, you know? It's like I feel unhappy, my heart aches for this character, and it, you know, that kind of thing. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, I sent the message of I'm not happy or I'm sad to my mother. I'll talk to her in a minute. I fucking hate these people. Dude, did they seriously just... Never mind. A lot of their handwriting and spelling, grammar is terrible. Terrible. Okay. I am ready to show this. Alright, so here's the first one. Okay, so, criteria, context, messaging. Students created an original, accurate, and interesting PSA, and addresses the issue and movement. A lot of them just, like, talked about fucking feminism or whatever. You know, some generic-ass shit. Fair use on PSA. Right here. The research, effective use of sources and support. And technical production. And voice convey emotions and I was actually trying to be very spontaneous with how I say, like, hey guys, how's it going? Like, one of those kind of things. But anyways, so it's like I don't have to read this blurry shit. Of course, this being a higher rating and this lane being the lower rating. Too long with only gaming and background. Extreme Rats? Fats? Second knowledge. Okay. Used citations. I think that's how you... what that says. It looks like citations. No music. To gaming and background. Like, a lot of these people, you'd notice that they get really bitchy for not having music in the background. Like, would you like me to turn up my fucking gaming video louder? Would you like my game audio to be louder? You want that? How about I just put fucking full volume? Like, it's just so fucking stupid, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Fuck that person. Next. This one is kinda good. Okay, so context and messaging. This shit right here, the non-interesting part, it's unnecessary. It is not desirable. It is not important in terms of... okay, I'm fucking muting my mic. I'm muting the fucking phone. It's not part of the fucking thing. It's like... created original, accurate movement. Like, that's not the fucking point. It's like... what you say is like, oh yeah, they cited all of this. Okay, I'm fucking done. I'm turning my fucking phone off. Stop calling me. Oh, one sec. So it's like, you would say, okay, so they gave a lot of context, they gave a lot of reasons why this is a bad thing, they gave reasons and methods to solve this problem. That's what you would put there. But they just said, not interesting. That's it. Like, what the fuck kind of retard puts that shit down? Research. Let's look at research. A good amount of info and well said for the most part, but looked sources and stats. Oh, lacked? Like how? I literally cited everything. I cited the fucking video. I cited all the points. I cited websites. What the fuck? There's nothing to do with stats either. It's Copa. There's no stats available during that time, and I'm pretty sure I was very clear. We do not have stats for it. Just for the pure fact of, well, it hasn't been pushed yet. Fair use and PCA, whatever. I think so! Like, oh my god. Holy fuck. Oh my god, my mom's being a smartass now. Technical production, voice convey, emotions, flat tone. Okay, fuck you. Actually, I think this kind of fits well in my presentation a little bit. Where it's like, Violet seems kind of flat with her tone and the way she talks and kind of conveys herself. By the way, this fucker spelled unscripted wrong, by the way. There's a fucking C, not a K, you dumbass. Okay, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad now. No emotion. Fuck you again. And nothing to Latin? What? I can't read it. Nothing too late? Nothing, to learn? Is that really what it says? Nothing to learn? What? Okay, to the no emotional thing, 90% of the fucking class was a no emotion kind of fucking presentation. And I guarantee you gave them good grades because, well, they're your fucking friend and they're your fuck buddy. That's what they are. I guarantee you give them good grades because they're your friend. That's it. Not because their project was fucking good. Like, I would say my friend's project would be shitty if it's shitty, right? I'll fucking be honest. Like, I don't like how you presented your fucking reasons right here in this little segment, and whatever, and so on and so forth. The background was silent. And the vid was just gameplay completely. Do you not know how to spell completely? Holy hell, high schoolers, man. This is all high school, by the way. This is what our fucking tax money goes to. For retards not to know how to spell completely. And utterly, I'm not too sure if that's spelled, how you spelled utterly. I'm actually retarded at the moment. I think it's actually with T's instead of D's, but whatever. They don't like to... Yeah, it's T's. And not gonna lie, those don't look like T's. At the very bottom right here. And utterly pathetic. Okay, so it's very obvious they're just trying to be fucking dickheads. Oh yeah, utterly pathetic. Spelled 2 words wrong. Terrible handwriting. Poor understanding of how the criteria and how to actually make good judgments whenever you're reviewing someone's product. Utterly, this is probably one of the most disappointing fucking reviews I've seen. Okay, this is just a retard. I think it was actually, I remember this person, or this group, was sitting in the corner closer to the window, across the room from me, in my group. Context, what even was the content? Fucking imagine not paying attention. Maybe if you got off your fucking phone and actually heard things, you'd be like, okay. But whatever. Research. I was too distracted at what the video was that I didn't pay attention. How about you fucking stop looking and listen? I don't know. I shouldn't have to babysit you. Like, I could go for anything. Like, I could be looking at someone's face and I get distracted. My fuck off. I could look at someone's hair, right? And when they're doing the presentation in that video, I could be looking at someone's hair and I could say, well, it's distracting. It's distracting. That's why I didn't get the idea of what it's about. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, okay. Obviously, I'm not going to take this one close to heart because there's no effort in there at all. Like, it's surprising that this person has enough time to learn how to write very clean-looking letters, but don't bother to put in the brain power to comprehend what these fucking sections mean. And for that lack of effort, they put a question mark, and they don't even bother actually putting in the effort. Jesus Christ, he's actually getting fucking panicked. She's like, fucking, you want me to call the police for a welfare check? Like, calm down. Alright, here's Mikey's. I don't even remember what it was about. Of course, retard. All they did was game. Didn't pay attention whatsoever. No music or sound effect. Of course, this person will not fucking work. This guy cannot function without music. What? I can't comprehend what the topic is about if there's no music. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I think I question my autism. Like, is my autism that severe? I think these people have genuine, very concerning and possibly even damaging kinds of autism. Because obviously they're not functioning correctly. They cannot function. Voice was okay to hear. For a second there, I thought that said linear. Of course, they don't know how to connect that, that head of the H. They have no idea how to connect the two lines. So, professional retard right here. This is more of a one, like, sucking me off, really. It does make me feel a little good. It's a little blurry. And I think the teacher threw all those papers away, so it's like, there's no point in asking. So, hold on, let me, actually look at... Let me look at something real quick. I'm gonna show some, not show, but I'm gonna have some music play in the background. Hold on. What? I'm gonna have to look through my history again. I think it was this one, if I remember correctly. Alright, I'm looking for brackets. Beginning brackets. Okay, it looks like this one? No, not that one, not that one. This one? Nope, not that one. Dang, it'd be like that. Sag. I don't know. It was a very good song. I don't know. I'm gonna play it. I think it's a very good thing. It is kind of helping me move on. Actually, I could probably reverse something in YMate that I downloaded from it. Okay, I could probably reverse. Oh, that's not what I wanted. But yeah, I really had to buy quite a bit, though. Of course, we get called, like, emotionless and those sorts of things. Or cold. Bro, I have to fucking look through all of these. It's like people don't really understand. And it's like a big fuck you, really. That's really what it is. They're not really very fond of our behavioral traits, really. So they just don't understand. And it sucks. Like, having that realization of, like, they don't actually understand you. Wait, is it this one? Damn. It's not. That sucks. Bad moment. Okay. Obviously, I can't find it. It might have been deleted from YouTube or whatever. Sad days all around. I swear to God, it's here. It's in this area. Nope. I'll have to watch this later, to be honest. I'm mad. I'm mad. Ruined. Yeah, but I listened to this one too. Like the music video I was like trying to like show you guys was the lyrics was time heals sorrows. You get that? No worries. Did you get that? Nothing is more precious than love. What the fuck was another one? What was another quota? Or not quota, but hold on, let me like rehear it. Faithful. Driven snow. A heart so sweet. Something like that. Unfortunately I couldn't find any details. Details. Let me look at details. I can't fucking. How do you even? Bruh. Wait a minute. It's this one. Yeah. That song has been giving me a lot more happiness, and it's been making me feel a lot more better. That's a good scene. That's a good scene. Dude, alright, here's another song. I'll play in the background, but so I kind of talked about those points already in my video, but she was kind of not. She's just been living on an island. Let me look at. Let's see. Anyways, my classmates are retarded. Being blunt is probably a combo between military and autism traits. I kind of already explain that a little bit. I am one-liner kind of guy, so it's like if you say good morning, I say morning. Someone say hello. Hey, have you seen Central? I said no, or I kind of mumble. I kind of hum. You know, I don't really like to make a lot of sounds, so it's kind of like videos is kind of like where it's at. It's like one-liners kind of stop. This anime had my heart ache quite a while, actually. I had to force myself to kind of cry for it. Alright, these notes are just pretty much talking about it. About Violet's past when she was found. Turns out those were... okay. Alright, let's go to the next one. I could probably... It's such a good fucking show, though. It really is. Such a good scene. I'm crying. Okay. Let's go on. Favorite action movie, Atomic Blonde and Hardcore Henry. There's no really any important messages from these. It's just kind of like... what the fuck? Where else? Favorite movie franchises, Godzilla and Jurassic Park. It's kind of self-obvious, but, you know. Favorite actor, Chris Pratt. I feel like he got a lot of shit for no reason, really, besides being a part of a church that was anti-LGBT or whatever. It's like, okay, does he say he hates gay people? If not, then I don't want to hear it. Honestly, I care about how he acts, how he portrays his character, rather than what his church is. Other than that, I don't fucking care. It is freedom of religion. I don't care. Freedom of religion. Believe whatever you want. Whatever. Right? Like it, hate it. It's a fucking church. Favorite actress, Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah. Favorite YouTubers. XQC is technically a Twitch kind of guy, but Poet Plays is kind of like one of the guys that kind of got me into Minecraft, dinosaurs, and stuff like that. So it's like, whoa. iDubbbz and Internet Historian are my more popular end of YouTubers, but yeah. Here's some of my artworks I've done. A lot of charcoal work. Both top right corner and the bottom left with the snake are my favorite works. I prefer using charcoal and pencils for my work, but you can see I have used paint before. I think this one is not that bad, but I wouldn't label it as good by any stretch of imagination. With this one, right next to the Cryolophosaurus and the snake, oh my god, it's more of like a gift for a girl I liked, but of course she was already dating someone else, so it's like one of those things where it's like I just gave her a gift. The creepy kid gave a girl a gift, and he's a creep. Next, favorite Minecraft mod, Fossil and Archaeology. Favorite game, Minecraft. Peter Jackson's King Kong, Turok, For Honor, and Path of Titans. Of course, I didn't really put on images for these. I kind of forgot about them. Favorite gaming studio, all of them are pretty shitty. Ubisoft is probably the least shitty out of all of them. Alright, here's where we get in my story. I was born in Florida. I found 3 of my cats, and only have 1 of them remaining. With Albus, he walked up towards me, the black fluffy cat. He walked up towards me and my mother. Muddle, being a mother, had kittens, so we sold those kittens off to someone else, and they kind of go all over the place. Kind of sad, kind of what it is. We adopted Samson, who was abused at one point, which is that tiger striped guy, kitten or cat, and was being prepared to be euthanized. So that was what a steal, what a save. We couldn't pay a power bill at one point, so we had to live. We pretended to camp in the living room, so that was a neat little thing. I met my friend Kyle, who had passed away due to cancer when I moved to Nevada, which is a hard time for me. Moved to a house that was pretty cool. It was moved to different. I don't really want to know if I want to go too in depth with these. I'll try my best. I moved to there was two houses in Nevada. One was kind of more of a it was a gated house. It was kind of like in a way a ghetto. And it was in Pahrump, Nevada. So it was kind of very like ruggedy, kind of like a Dust Bowl kind of, but not necessarily as Dust Bowl-y. Like no barns and all that. Like we got air conditioning and we got internet and stuff like that. We got technology, like electronics and all the sorts. It was just very not normal if you're from grassy areas. And when we moved out of that house, we moved to a house that was very. It was all by itself. It was the only house on its block. And you might be able to find it at one point, but it's like it's one house with a huge ass field to the left of the entrance, like the front door. And there's like a kind of like a little boxy landmass near the other houses. If you guys probably send the address to me, I could probably verify it for you. Yeah, but we moved out to Minnesota after that because I fucking hated it there. I didn't hate Nevada. It was because of Arizona bark scorpions. They were just fucking farming in that house. Before I moved out to Nevada, though, I got Minecraft for the first time. So, this was about, I don't know, maybe 2010-ish. So, yeah. Of course, I don't have anything for those. So, I think I pretty much labeled everything for Nevada. I met my friends, Shane and Owen, who are the guys that backstabbed me, and I kind of exposed them later on for being assholes. So I stopped with that one. And I kind of made friends with my past enemies, I guess. It's like, hey, we're fucking chill. We're boys now. We're boys. So after that, I kind of moved on to Minnesota. Had to leave all my friends behind. Start all fucking new. But the deal is, I didn't start new. I didn't have any friends in Minnesota. Because I could tell every single one of them was disingenuous. Like, I could just tell. I was like a violet in that, and like said I could tell they're fucking being disingenuous about how they're feeling. They're very clear. They didn't like me. It was very obvious. They were very clear about that. Some of them try to be fake nice with me. Of course, being during that time, I fell for it because I was alone, and I didn't have anyone else to lean on. So it's like, there's that. But in a way, I didn't really want them. So what I did was I made some edgy jokes. Not necessarily anything too bad. It really wasn't that bad. Minnesota is known for, well, for me at least, they're known for being complete fucking like snowflakes. They are the worst of the worst. It's because I made cannibal jokes of like eating babies and fucking having incest sex with my fucking sister, which I don't have a sister. Keep in mind. So they got like, whoa, dude, they actually called the cops. That's how fucking gullible they are. Holy God. I said those comments to kind of push them away a little bit, so that like I have some fucking room. I don't like being around people. To be very clear, I don't like being around people. I don't like it. Like, I'm okay with like talking to people and stuff like that. I don't like being in close proximities to people. And that was before this whole Corona thing happened. I don't like being near people. So it's like this whole like stay away from people. It's like what's fucking new? Not much things to really adapt to, really. So it's like I moved to Minnesota was pretty hellish. It was fucking hell. Alright, like the only possibly a good thing that ever happened to me was we get personalized laptops where it's like we could bring it everywhere in the school and we charge it at home, which I was very fucking good at charging it at home. It's like I was in it's like a Violet thing where it's like we are always prepared, we're always prepared to do our work, we're always ready to go. So it's like, for me to be prepared, I charge everything. I charge my phone, I charge my computer, I get everything prepared, I'm ready to go for tomorrow. Sometimes I do forget that to have my phone plugged in. It's primarily because I watch videos as I go to sleep. Other than that, I'm pretty much very good with my habits. So after that whole thing, it actually, like, the fucking principal was like, yeah, that's actually very bad. I'm not too sure if they actually said that I made cannibalistic baby jokes. I'll agree on them that it isn't very tasteful. It isn't very cash money of me. But I mean, was it really worth calling the police over? Not really. It was a distasteful joke, though. I would agree on that. But it's like, I'm not too sure if they lied to the principal about what I said, or they actually said, I ate babies. I'm not too sure. Do they really think I'm a cannibal, though? They probably do. Especially now. They probably do think I'm a fucking cannibal. They actually probably forgot about it. And, like, I have pictures of them. I don't want to show their pictures because I think it's actually against YouTube TOS terms of service, because it is uniquely identifying information. But they look, holy god, they look like the girls that you would want to fucking go on a date on. They're fucking clean. They got turtlenecks. They're like blondes, brunettes, black hair. Holy fuck, blonde. Like, they are a full girl group, and like they're top tier. They look top tier. It's like, holy goddamn. You would have not expected they were fucking malicious. You would have never thought. And in their benefit, they had me fooled for a little bit. But, you know, I was young. I was dumb. Now I've learned not to trust a single fucking soul. Alright, so after we had that whole fucking mess, I don't really miss it. I will never miss it. The snow is terrible. The fucking the people there are terrible. I did not have a fun time. I had a terrible experience. I did not like Minnesota at all. Bad place to live. Bunch of full entitled fuckheads that have no idea. Like, obviously you could tell this whole change from Florida to Nevada. Obviously, I had to deal with a lot of black kids in Florida and all ghettos and shit like that. Not saying black kids are bad or whatever. Just being given characteristics with a lot. Nevada, you got a lot of Latinos. You got a lot of, not necessarily gangsta, but very not. I don't know. With Nevada and Florida, like, everything feels actually like genuine. Like, with how they like been like dickheads and all that, it's like they're not really being dickheads. It's like they're being more of like, haha, fuck you, haha. It's like the buddy kind of thing. So it's like, when I moved to Minnesota, it's like, is this what white people act like? What the fuck? So it's like, I'm not a big fan of it. I was not a big fan of having to make myself a complete fucking weakling and cry every time someone said something I did not like. It's very much like the modern day protests. It's fucking much like it. So after Minnesota, we moved to Arizona. I think I only had one. I had one house in Arizona. It was an apartment actually. So I went to middle school, then I went to high school, and I think I did either. I think I either finished freshman year, or I did part of my freshman. Then I moved to Colorado after that. So with Arizona, it's kind of like a small section of my life. But I met some other friends that are actually. It's funny. It's like people that live in cold areas are retarded, and people who live in hot areas and humid areas are actually like genuine. They're actually genuine people. They're nice and like relatable, for me at least. I could like talk to these people a lot more better than fucking people in Minnesota and Colorado. Colorado not as severe, but they're still retarded. With Arizona, again you got the casual, edgy kid and all that. Of course, at one point I had to babysit some kid, and it was actually during the time when progression was like like really new. It was the time when Utah Raptor and Acro were kind of first released. You might have been able to hear him in the background in one of the videos I made during that time. It had a lot of background noise from TV. It was a very obvious noise from TV kind of thing. Like it'd be impossible not to realize it. And it was very noisy. That kid was an asshole. He stabbed my dog. Fuck him. I put my cats in a care of someone else, and we kind of just paid them to take care of it. And looking back on it, I didn't visit them. I didn't visit my cats. And looking back on it, I regret it. I wish I did visit them at one point. Keep in mind, if we didn't give them to someone else to care for them for a little bit, they'd be outside. They would be on the porch outside in the hot weather. Keep in mind, they're in a small cage, and our apartment does not approve of pets in the house. That was a big no-no. But I wish I was there. I wish I was there. You know, it's like I don't know how to say it. It's just I wish I was there for them. You know, it's kind of like a parental kind of feeling of like you wish you were there but you weren't. It's like one of those things. So after that fucking rat kid left. Actually, I didn't think they leave, actually. That was actually part... I was actually kind of like transitioning to moving to Colorado. And we're still in Colorado. So, there's not much that really happened in Arizona. Just like I met friends, I did fucking classes. Nothing really uniquely happening. No drama, really. In the gym, I wasn't very comfortable undressing and all that and getting into my my gym clothes like in the open in the gym or the boys' locker room. I did not like it. I hate people when they fucking see where my personal business, my personal body mass, where I could see it. I don't like it when people see it. It makes me feel a little weird. It's not that I'm insecure. It's just I don't. It makes me feel awkward and makes me feel like I'm getting eyed on, and I don't like the feeling. So it's like every time I would just wait to get in the bathroom or something like that to change, and do PE. So after that, we moved to Colorado, full of weed heads, full of dumbasses. Retards fucking fed my dog some weed. She has seizures now, and now we have to give her medicine every time we fucking feed her. It's just a pain in the ass. But there's that. Now with Colorado, of course, now it's Corona time. I met my first friend that actually has the same Minecraft interest as me, and was like plays it a lot more frequently than friends that say they supposedly love Minecraft but they don't play it. They don't play games much. It's like I kind of felt alone, and I definitely felt alone in Minnesota. I could only play games and feel like I have any friends during that time. It's like that was the only time I could actually feel welcome. Like I actually was being cared about. Was on computer games in Minnesota. That was the only time. Like that. When I got on the computer in Minnesota, that was the only time I felt happy about myself. During that time of living in that state. That was the only time I felt happy. Or any sort of relief or relaxation. Arizona, I did play games a lot more frequently. Again, no friends that really played, but I did have friends that could kind of connect with me socially. So that's like, that was a plus. So it was like a double whammy, really. It's like I got computer friends and I got friends that are more not computer based. I do talk to my old friends, especially my ex-girlfriend, which I met in Nevada. I think I had 4 to 3 girlfriends. One wasn't really genuine. It's more like my friend was being retarded and said, "Oh, hey, Bush likes you." And it's like, and it sparked a 10-second relationship that I did not consent to. I did not want. And it was with the girl that was a fucking prick to me. After that, I dated not after that. My ex was the first girl I actually dated. First girl I kissed. First girl I danced with. We left on good terms. We still talk every once in a while on Facebook. But, she's very weird. She's like, I'm a werewolf, and she's one of those weird girls, but it's like, honestly, aren't we all weird? We all have our little thing going on. It's like, I can appreciate your weirdness. But the other girl that I kind of had like a genuine feeling for was a girl that it was a sucky because both of them kind of died. Both relationships died because of gossip. Like my ex that was with me for like 3 to 4 years was like, she broke up with me because of fucking rumors, and her cousin was an asshole. To me, it's like, hey, don't date him. As for the other girl, it was more like I heard gossip, and I don't know. It was like one of those things where it's like, I was a middle schooler, by the way. I had no idea how to construct myself and act appropriately in those kind of situations, because it was foreign to me. Dating people was foreign to me. The idea was like, you date people, that's it. Like, I had no comprehension of how to deal with gossip and all that. So there's actually points where it's like, I don't agree with you. I don't think you're telling the truth. I actually don't remember how we actually broke up. I think it's more of like I had to stop it because I didn't feel comfortable in the relationship. It's either that or it's actually gossip that I fell for.
on fault on my own. No, in terms of there's actually a video up on my channel where it's like I talked to my ex's cousin. It's very obvious. I was in a fucking garage, and I had a lot of hair, huge amounts of hair. You could probably find it. Where it's like I was being really retarded. Um, I think I was more like trying to be like caustic with trolling, rather than actually having a genuine conversation. But then again, her cousin was being an asshole, and I don't think she was in a place that she genuinely deserves an answer or a genuine discussion. Because she destroyed a lot of shit, and my relationships, like, fuck her, to be honest. But I think I did cheat on my ex. I think it was actually a little bit. I think it was with the other girl I was dating. Like, I cheated on my ex with that girl. I think. I don't even remember. I don't even remember if I cheated or not. That was a long time ago. It was like one of those times where it's like you don't really understand what's right and what's wrong. It's like, of course, if I actually remember, I will be 1% willing to apologize for my wrongdoings. But yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Anyways, when I moved to Colorado, I met my first friend that had the same interests, and we kind of clicked. It took a little while of warming up. We definitely got a lot more sociable as of recent. Like in our senior to junior year is when we kind of popped off. Like freshman was like, it was a little iffier for me because it's like I found him more annoying rather than like an actual friend. And I was definitely like, hey, I don't really want to talk, and I want to be left alone. Like to the point where it's like I told the science teacher to move him away from me. It's like I don't want to be around him. I think it was actually that was necessary, and not because like I hate him or anything. It's more of like I could not work efficiently. That was the problem. I couldn't work efficiently, so I had to move him away. So I did. I think I did pass, but with a very low grade. It was Earth Science. That shit was brutal. Um, Believe it or not, marine biology is a lot more fucking easier than that, and we had to take care of fish too. Like we had to feed them and take care of them. Um, what about what else? It kind of remained uneventful, really. I joined the anime club in high school. It didn't really click for me. It was just more of cringy and unfun. Like the only time I could really see that being useful for me was like drawing stuff, but that's pretty much it. I had actually, speaking of that, I had a very good high school art teacher. I was like, I fucking love this guy, right? Like, I was fucking so addicted, like, to doing art in his class. Like, let's fucking go. Let's do this. Of course, that's where all my art pieces come from. Um, these three were assignments, or these four rather, were assignments. This one was a side project, like more like a fun sketch to do for a grade. But I loved that class.
class. I learned so fucking much from that class. And especially, it taught me my love for charcoal. Absolutely loved the class. Anyways, back to Colorado. After that, I didn't really have any much fun other than working at a museum in the town of the Morse Natural History Museum I worked at. Very fun place. You might see Dr. Robert Bacher there every once in a while. I'm not too sure how common he is sighting anymore due to this whole situation. But he was definitely like, he definitely had a few talks, and I actually have pictures of him with me. I'm not too sure if I like could send a picture or not, but he's a very nice guy. He is very nice. So very nice dude. I would like unnaturally nice. Anyways, other than that, since this whole Corona thing happened, I stopped being very. I stopped working at the museum because it was volunteer work. I was not going to be paid. So I chose to move on and find other opportunities. Okay, I look like a soy boy in this picture. But it does get the. God damn it. Okay. But he was a very wholesome guy. Very wholesome. 2 hours. Alright, I'm gonna try to wrap this up as quickly as possible. That's me, looking soy, and with Dr. Bob. He's a very silly character. That's for sure. He's a lot of he's like a good grandpa, you know? Like he's talking about fucking references from years ago. It's like he really keeps you on the feet. Either way, since this Corona thing happened, kind of things slowed down a little bit. I just kind of became more reclusive. I finished school. It was a lot easier. The only class I kind of struggled in was art, actually. It's like I didn't have the resources I didn't need. I didn't have the space I need. And I was sick. Like, I couldn't smell, I couldn't taste anything. I think I did have a case of Corona during that little point. And, of course, with motherly love, I healed through that, and with banana bread, and holy fuck, I am live and well. I can smell, I can taste, I can do whatever I like. So, after all the school stuff, I did the high school graduation thing, the ceremony. It was definitely an experience. I actually have my little picture that was taken of me and my favorite teacher, Mr. Miller. That was showing me and my favorite teacher, because I requested him to speak for me, to kind of like fucking like, hey, get on the stage, buddy, let's go. I felt like I socialized with him a lot better. My science teachers and my math teacher, they really genuinely wanted to help me. It's just I felt closer to my art teacher because it's like I felt like he didn't really judge me though. Like he let me kind of run wild with ideas, be a little independent with what I wanted to draw and do art of. It's like, he's very supportive. He gave me fucking suggestions, ideas. It was very a heartwarming experience. And I hope he is doing well. This corona thing has definitely not helped many people out. I do hope he's doing well with this whole thing. After that, I kind of moved on to working, because that's like one of the first things I did. My mom was like, "Hey, you need a fucking job. We need money. We're very close to not being housed. We need to get this fucking working. We need to get this ball rolling." So she introduced me to the idea of making resumes. My English teacher did a horrible job making me do resumes and making them look like attention grabbing. My mother was fucking baller with that. She did help me a lot. Got me a job literally in the first day of applying and posting my resume. First day. Literally first day of posting that, I got my fucking first job at Walmart. Now, you would think that'd be like, whoa! But, you know, now I'm just kind of working nights and living. I'll be moving, or not moving, but like I'll be taking a flight to Wisconsin to celebrate Thanksgiving and having a great time. After this video, I may, like later on down the road in my life, like when I'm, you know, time has changed and all that, I'll do another video like this and continue on the story. So it's like that. I feel like the big chunks of my life, the important things of this video was this part, obviously the story of my life. Of course, it's very loose. It's more like pure on memory rather than bullet points. But I think a good amount of the information, my relatability, is in my earlier part of the video where I just talked about my interest of anime and Violet Evergarden and its effects on me and all that. I'm not too sure if I even have you guys. I don't think you guys really care. I think I might have to split this video in 2 parts. I wish I kind of did that actually, but whatever. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video and learning about my life. It's nice knowing people kind of care. Violet Evergarden definitely taught stuff about me and helped me cope a little bit with my disability and who I am. And I actually wrote myself a letter for my future self. It's like a lot of nice things, and I might read at one point if you guys want a video of that. But other than that, guys, peace out.